But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it.
Says it doesn't say apple. I'll say it again because I made that dumb mistake one time when I first came into truth.
Verse 5, excuse me. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods.
And ye shall be. Now, this shows you the first attribute and characteristic of a woman. Women are more so susceptible to society's guiles and deceit and the idea of feminism because it says the day you shall eat, you should be as what?
Gods.
You shall be as gods, plural. Because why? Adam was a god. Adam, the man, the first creation, was made in the image of God. Adam power over all things. Let us make man in our image and give him power and dominion over all things. Adam named everything. Adam was over the garden. Adam was over the earth. Adam was given power. And Satan, the serpent, that wicked, treacherous man, went up to Eve and introduced the idea of feminism, equality. You could be equal to your man. It's the oldest trick in the book, or the serpent or Satan's book. Adam only knew good. But Eve says, and she knew that. She understood Adam only knew good. Because why? Sin wasn't as yet introduced to Adam for him to know evil. Adam was born of God, but he was still born of God within a fleshly temple. So he was still susceptible to sin. Eve understood that. So Eve learned information that will put her on not only equal playing field, but it'll put her slightly above because she said, Adam doesn't know evil. So I know something that he doesn't know. I'm going to teach something that he didn't teach me. Oh, he thought he was the only one with knowledge and information. He thought he's the only one with a college degree. He thought he's the only one that could go to work and become a CEO, an entrepreneur, a businessman. He thought he's the only one that could play basketball, that could play soccer. He thought he was the only one that could deadlift or lift heavy weights. Adam thought he was the only one. Oh, no, I could do it too. Oh, Adam thought he was the only one that he could go to the army. Anything you do, I could do better. I'm going to show you how much better I could do it too. Go on.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
When Eve saw that it was good for learning, for wisdom, for knowledge, to put her on an equal playing field as well as to surpass him in information. Go on.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes.
And it was pleasant. It was beautiful to the eyes. Go on.
And a tree to be desired to make one wise.
And this tree, this thing that can make it is beautiful to the eye. Can you give me the constellation, please? One that's beautiful to the eyes. And a tree that can make one wise. This information, this wisdom hasn't been introduced yet. This wisdom can make me wise, wiser than my husband. A tree that can make one wise. Go on.
She took of the fruit thereof.
She took the information. She accepted it. She learned it. She consumed it. Read.
And did eat.
And she did eat. She did learn it. Go on.
And gave also unto her husband.
And after she consumed it, she taught her husband. Remember, it says a tree that's able to make one wise. Now, get me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
So we understand the first sin was the worshiping of idols. Some people say that the first sin was sex. No, it wasn't. Because the first law given was to be fruitful and multiply to populate the earth. But the first sin was going into idolatry. It said, read it again.
For the worshiping of idols not to be named is
the worshiping of idols not to be named, because why? In order to understand what was the first sin and what was the first idol worship, you got to go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. You got to be given the understanding. Go on.
Not to be named is the beginning.
It's the beginning. Read.
The cause.
The cause.
And the end.
And the end.
Of all evil.
And of all evil. All right, right there, women.
Women often take comfort in astrology because there is a freedom of expression allowable.
It allows them to be free under the grips or submission of a man. I'll say it again. It allows them the freedom of expression. Go on.
With others or spiritually. Women feel understood in a space that sees value in emotions, Unfortunately, this is still not the same for men who are societally bound to an emotionally rigid yardstick.
Now, feminism and idolatry, astrology.
The 1960s were a banner decade for astrology and women.
The what?
The 1960s.
The 1960s, where everything happened. That's all I wanted that. To show you. Remember, Genesis 3 and 5. First was what? Then came what? Astrology. Same thing in the 1960s. Feminism, which led to astrology, which is idolatry. We're seeing the garden play all over again right before our eyes. Right before your face, feminism or astrology. The thing that happened within the garden, that's what it says. For the worshiping of idols is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all evil. So go into your astrology. So that was what Eve was getting herself into in the garden.